long ago, back in the days before green screen. Yes, even in the days before this. Back in late 2019, there was a Headrush, and it had a problem. Right, before I start this one, my Headrush Pedalboard has succumbed to the USB fault, so unfortunately it's away for repair, so we're on limited equipment. Here we go. But now, I have it back. Okay, so just kidding. So in December 2019, I had a Headrush pedalboard and it developed the USB fault, where it won't be recognized regardless of the device that you plug it into. That has been away for repair literally from then until last week, where the Rock Shop in New Zealand decided to come to the party and replace my pedalboard, because apparently getting the parts would still take until August. Now that's nearly 2 years away for repair. It's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, I now have it back. And the first thing that I've noticed is how absolutely massive it is. I don't know how or why I didn't notice this before. But it is a really big pedalboard compared to the substitutes that I've been using. I mean, just looking at it, it is probably 3 times the size of the FM3. And now my phono connectors, one of my converters has just buggered up. Fun. Right, so great, you say, you got your Headrush back. Yes, but I now have an FM3, a Fractalworks FM3. That's a really good problem to have, really, right? But what do I do with the Headrush? Well, the Fractal sounds like this. This is really the problem. Basically, the Fractal emulates one of my favorite amps of all time, which is the Sultans of Swing amp, or in other words, a Fender Brownface Vibreverb. This is not emulated by a lot of other manufacturers. It was only made for a few years. I can understand that people wouldn't model it. But can I bring the Headrush somewhere close to it? It was what I was using before. I haven't seen a Headrush, pedalboard, gigboard or otherwise, in over a year. So you're probably also thinking, well, if you have an FM3 and that's doing everything that you want it to in terms of sound, why why still look at the Headrush? Why look at setting up the Headrush again? Well, I love the workflow of the Headrush. I love how easy it is to build tones out of. So that's essentially what I'm going to be looking at doing. So what I'm basically looking for in my setup is a Dire Straits style clean tone, and probably my other tone that I go to is sort of a Marshall style, maybe cream style distortion tone. basically I'm looking for something like that in a Headrush box. Okay, so I believe this Headrush is on 2.1 firmware if I look at the board. Now I don't know if any tuner updates have been done in their latest firmware, but something I see frequently on the boards is people saying, the tuner's awful, it's horrible. I never had any issues with it personally. And every time I saw people put these posts up, they had no proof of what they were saying. It was just like people were jumping on a bandwagon and saying, this is out of tune, this is out of tune, tuner doesn't work properly, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Now, I just happen to think that the tuner was particularly accurate, and if you were slightly off, it didn't show that it was in the middle. But it had no leeway, so you had to be bang on or else it would show you were out of tune. So I thought, well, let's prove it. So I have here a polytune, and it's right next to the Headrush, and we will see, I don't know how this is going to go, but we will see whether it's in tune or not. Okay, so here we have the Headrush and the polytune connected together. Let's see what we get. This is my point. There's nothing inaccurate about the Headrush tuner. To be a green square on the Headrush means you are bang on in tune. I will try another test because I tend to use my neck pickup. Apparently people on the Headrush forum have said that the pickup selection makes a difference. I will try playing through them again and see if it shows any difference. So I basically call bubkiss on the Headrush tuner issue that people seem to be reporting. It is maybe not set up in a way that a lot of tuners are to give you some amount of leeway. There doesn't seem to be a fault with the tuner, which people seem to be reporting. If you can prove, if you can have another test that proves something else, but I've just done it with an actual tuner. Okay, so to make sure we're all up to date, we're first going to run the firmware update. Okay, so the firmware update went smoothly. Now I'm going to transfer in some IRs that I had previously when I was running the Headrush, and also some that I was intending to put on the Headrush before I realized it had the USB fault. Alright, again that appears to have all gone well. So now I'm going to go about resetting up my rig similar to how I had it last time, but we'll be testing out those new IRs. Now of course remember, I haven't done this for a year and I don't really remember entirely how I had everything set up, but here we go. I think we're on. Let's get rid of my singing cheating reverb now. Now this is something similar to how I had my Headrush set up before the fault. Basic clean tone. Then you can boost that. Or you can flick to the crunch tone, which basically starts there. Set on these because I've just done this quite quickly and a bit from memory, but we have bass. However you want to do it. Generally these days I'm playing bass on the keyboard, so it's just really something there if I have to. Then a simple delay. effect I sometimes have call for. And of course, wow. Right, so do I think I'm going to stop using the FM3? No. I think there's a bit of a richer sound to it that doesn't exist in the Headrush. It's not a lot. I mean, you can get some very nice tones out of the Headrush still. It's very incredibly usable. The touchscreen is one of the major if you want to reorder your effects, it's drag and drop. If you want to move things around, it's drag and drop. You can put multiple amps in different scenes, and things just change. There's no pop, there's no... It's relatively quick. Yeah. Switching between scenes, and that's changing amps as well. So yes, I still think I'll be hanging on to the Headrush. Pretty much enjoy whatever gear you find works for you. I find the Headrush is much easier to move around. I will admit I have only had the FM3 for a short space of time, and I will definitely keep using it. There's definitely richer sounds in there than in the Headrush. Not unhappy with the sounds of the Headrush either. So it's nice to have it back finally. But yes, I will definitely. It's a usability thing, really. The Headrush is about the easiest system to use. I remember on one of Anderton's guitar videos, the Helix took 10 minutes to set up a sound that they liked, and the Headrush took 15. I would only imagine this is because the Helix is something they're probably more used to setting up. Line 6 gear is far more common, and it's sort of just evolved over time. Whereas the Headrush, you're of course encountering different names for things, and you might have to look some stuff up. I don't know how they put it together, but the Headrush is the easiest in terms of reordering effects, setting up scenes. It doesn't take very long. It's just very, very simple and easy to use. And they are still updating it. A new update came out just about a week ago. So do keep check it out. But I mean, I've tried. Okay, so I also have tried in the interim stages the Ampero by Hotone, and I have tried the Mua GE300 pedal, which I have sold. I found that interface was terrible. I found that interface was absolutely terrible. But the sounds out of it were good. So, are there really any bad modelers out at the moment? I haven't encountered one. It's more getting used to the modeler and using the product and finding out how to set it up. And there are so many YouTubers out there who have done great videos, far better than mine. I'm not going to clutter up the world with more how to set up a Headrush or an FM3, because I'm probably not the best at either. I'm certainly not the best at an FM3 since I've only just got it. But there are plenty of videos out there. There's plenty of IRs and amps out there that you can download. Go hit those up. Go check them out. This is just an amazing time to be doing. This is an amazing time to be working with digital modelers, because there is just so much out there. You know, far better than what we had, and certainly even better than stuff that was around 5 or 6 years ago. So yeah, I hope that was useful in some way. There's heaps of great modelers around. There's heaps of user groups. There's heaps of YouTube videos. Just, you know, get stuck in, find out all the information you can. Pick one up. The amount of power that's in them is just incredible. And just find what works for you and go for it.